Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is episode 2, volume 2, whatever you'd like to call it, of this Patriots little series that I'm doing. The first episode that I did was the first 4 games of the Patriots season predictions. It's a way too early thing. I don't know about you guys, but I am so amped for the season. I need my Patriots fix, so I'm kind of getting it out of the way right now. I did the first 4 games last video, and I had the Patriots going 2-2 with Jimmy Garoppolo as the quarterback. Winning against the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills, losing against the Arizona Cardinals and the Houston Texans. Yes, the Houston Texans. Now, after those 4 games, we have the next 4. In week 5, Tom Brady is back. They're going to Cleveland to face the Browns. Absolutely no way the Patriots lose this game. I don't even think it's going to be close. I'm looking at a 25-point victory, at least, for the Patriots. Tom Brady's first game back. If there's any player in NFL history that has done a better job of motivating themselves for this long of a career, it's Tom Brady. And it seems like people are just throwing things at him just to give him more fire. And Deflategate, the 4-game ban that's being upheld, that's just going to absolutely burn a fire inside of him. That not only just the fact that Tom Brady's back will they win this game, but you look at there is absolutely nothing that the Browns can do to stop the Patriots offensively or score on the Patriots. I mean, they're just such a bad team. They have so long to go. I don't know that Josh Gordon's going to be playing this game. You know, there's nothing they can do to stop the Patriots or score on the Patriots. So, add on top of that, Tom Brady's back for his first game of the season. It's looking like it'll be absolutely awful for the Browns and amazing for Patriots fans. It's going to be one of those things where you see all these headlines, Tom Brady is back, because he's going to absolutely rip up the Browns as he should. So going into week 6, the New England Patriots will be, 3-2? Where they play at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. Look, there are multiple feelings, multiple emotions that come to mind when it comes to the Bengals. And one thing that comes to mind would be the fact that they can't finish. They lack the coaching staff to bring that team to promised land because they have the roster. They really do. They have a great roster. Top to bottom, they have a couple holes, but other than that, they're a really solid team. They've stuck with Lewis for far too long as their head coach, and I believe it's going to keep biting them until they decide to pony up and let him go and start from scratch. Now, with that being said, there's one thing that guy has always done as their head coach, and that is make mistakes. I don't know if he's a bad guy. He's just a bad coach. He can't get it done in big games. Like, he can go and beat the Miami Dolphins at home by 25 points. But in any big game that they have ever had to win, he can't do it. And look, you might say, well, week 5 or week 6 against the Patriots, you're calling that a big game at a 1 o'clock game? Any game against the Patriots, if you're another team, is a big game. Any team. It's always a big game. Beating the Patriots is always big, especially when Tom Brady is back. It's huge because a lot of people look at that on the schedule and say, okay, well, that's a loss. So adding a win when no one expected it, that's big. So I do categorize this as a big game for them, and I don't see it as a game that they win. The plan is simple. I don't think that they are going to make the right moves as a coaching staff to put that team in position to win. They make too many mistakes as a coaching staff, and the Patriots have one coaching staff, and one coach in particular, Bill Belichick, that absolutely always capitalized on other teams' mistakes. So I don't see that changing in this game. Yes, the Bengals have a great roster, but it's far more than a roster that wins games, especially against a very seasoned New England Patriots team with weapons from top to bottom, including coaching staff. So I see the Patriots winning that game, going into what would it be, week 7 at 4-2. Where I think we're going to get an amazing game. I think this might be game of the week caliber, and it's at Pittsburgh, 4:30, something like that game. Look, you got 2 offenses that are absolutely high-powered. 2 good coaches. Look, I don't blame the stupid calls that they have made as a coaching staff over the last couple seasons on Mike Tomlin. I believe there are coaches on that team that are a little anxious to be a head coach, so they decide to do stupid things. I'm not going to name names. I don't feel like that's necessary. If you guys know football, pretty well, the certain people on that coaching staff that just are absolute idiots. Former Kansas City head coach that hints anything at you guys. Now, look, I like Mike Tomlin as a head coach. I really do. Look, I am a Patriots fan, and that might be a conflict because he clearly has said outright that the Patriots are cheaters. Might not have said those words, but he definitely implied it as well as you can. But I think he's a good head coach. I think a lot of the crap that he's been getting has been on, like I said, the other people on the coaching staff, offensive coordinator specifically. Now, with that being said, I look at these two offenses, absolutely juggernauts. They're total juggernauts. Steelers have everything you could want in an offense. Patriots have everything you could want in an offense. The Steelers have absolutely nothing except for maybe two players being Cameron Hayward and Ryan Shazier that you would want in defense. Patriots have a plethora of players that you would want in a defense. The Patriots have one of the top 6 defenses in the NFL. The Steelers have one of the bottom 6 defenses in the NFL. And I think that's where it comes into play when it comes to winning the game. One defense is going to have to make a stop or 2 stops or maybe even 3, whether it's a 3rd and 3 or a 4th and long. I put my money on the Patriots defense way before I put my money on the defense of the Steelers, especially with no Dick LeBeau anymore. They're still searching for their defensive identity when it comes to players and coaching staff. I have to give the edge to the seasoned coaching staff of the Patriots and the seasoned great defense that the Patriots have. Now, with that being said, the Patriots will be going into Week 8 at a 5-2 record. Going into Week 8 where they play at the Buffalo Bills. They don't lose this game. Look, I wonder when the teams that are coached by Rex Ryan actually come to the realization that he's not everything that he's said to be. Look, I understand why the Jets players stuck behind him until he was fired. Because, look, he at least could say, yeah, look, my team sucks right now. I'm Rex Ryan. I've brought you guys to 2 straight AFC championships with Mark Sanchez as my quarterback. Let me lead you. Look, we're going through some down years, but I've done it for this team before. So I get the players okay, all right, look, he's done it. He's a great guy. He's fun to be around, and he's won with this team. So we'll stick by him. He's our guy. But the Bills, last year, it made sense. They were so amped to have him. They came out and they proved it. They played great for what they were. They had their down moments for sure, probably more than they should have. But for what that roster was, they had a pretty good season. It makes sense that they were well motivated by him because it was the first season. Now you look, they didn't make the playoffs. They weren't as highly touted as he thought they would be. He predicted they would make the playoffs and win the AFC East. They didn't do that. Now, another year with Rex Ryan as the coach of that team. He's going to motivate them again. He's going to do his best to bring them to the top, bring their energy up. But when will they realize that, hey, this isn't going to work? He hasn't proven to us that he can win with this team. Now, I just don't know. If they start the season 0-2, what happens? I mean, I get it. If they go 3-0, 4-0, then look, that team is going to be one hard team to mess with because they're going to be solid as a rock mentally. But if they start the team scuffling, I don't see them recovering. I don't see it happening. You gotta wonder, when does his magical juice, being Rex Ryan, when does his juice for motivation run out with his team? He hasn't proven that he can win. Look, I know it's only been one season. You can't go to the Super Bowl in one season with a team. I get that. But if they start out lousy this year, it's going to be a very long season and probably his last season on that team. But if they start out 2-1, 3-0, 4-0, 4-1, then you're talking. Then you got a team you're messing with because there's nothing that feeds a team more than wins, man. And if he can get that, plus his ability to rile up a team, I think you're looking at something special. So, look, I have the Patriots winning that game. It's just Tom Brady has done too many things to him against him last year. He tore him up in the first game of the season against him. Deion Lewis had their way against him. I just don't see them winning. I know it's in Buffalo, but I don't think it's going to phase the Patriots. I think you're looking at a 6-2 record for the New England Patriots after 8 weeks. Tom Brady undefeated at 4-0 in the season. and I will get back to you guys for the next 4 games in my next video. Have a great day, everybody.